As you can see, we need a theme song. If you're a band out there, if you make
Dun,
music,
dun,
we
dun, dun,
need
dun.
a theme song. These
It's
abrupt
the High Noon
openings,
Hemp Show.
bad for the anxiety. It's just,
It's
we're
the
there.
High
That's it.
Noon Hemp
Without warning.
Show.
It's the High Noon Hemp Show, which means it is Wednesday at noon Eastern Time. Of course, live video and video on demand at the Temptations Beach Facebook page, also at Temptations on Twitter, and of course on the YouTube channel Jedi Hemp. Go check it out, subscribe, click the notification bell, all that good stuff. Of course, the audio can be found on Podbean and iHeartRadio and Google Play, soon to be Google Podcasts. Search the High Noon Hemp Show on all of those platforms. I am Joe Clare. He is the man himself. Beach, high above the Temptations in Sharonville, the Hemp Quarters, if you will. Beach, how are things in the world of Temptations?
Hemping along. I feel like, things are semi-normal, as the new normal is. And so, yeah, not really much going on in our world. Other than the fact that we will be celebrating our 25th anniversary
Wow.
in a little less than 2 weeks.
Big time.
September 1st. Big time. Quarter of a century. Temptations will have been open. I don't know what, I don't feel any different, but I can tell you it's kind of exciting.
25 is big.
But 25, I suppose every year is big, in my opinion. The fact that we're still out there, still doing our thing after 25 years, it doesn't amaze me now. It amazes others. I know that. It's always interesting when people say, "I can't believe you guys are still open." Well, thanks, but you know what? 25 years ago, I saw us being open 25 years from then. And Here we are, one way or another. Cincinnati's greenest, most sustainable store, voted by the city, as well as the largest selection of hemp on the planet. And so, stay tuned. I don't think we're going to do the regular long sale, but we are going to have a sale on September 1st in the stores and online, one way or another. I'm trying not to have, I haven't advertised for it. I don't want a bunch of people coming running in the store. Not that I do. You know what I mean? We're already starting to see more of the infiltration of customers that may or may not really need to be shopping. A lot of our customers are still there, they know what they want.
Yeah.
But and again, we need to welcome, because we need new customers again. For a long time, I don't think we really had any new customers. We're surviving on the existing customers. And now we're starting to see that new customers kind of filter in, maybe not know what they're looking for, not even know what Temptations is about, expecting one thing, getting another, who knows. Because that happens. And so I think that's where I feel like, things are getting back to semi-normal. And of course, everybody's wearing a mask and we're all cleaning. It's the law in 2 of the stores, and it's the policy in all of the stores. And I think with most people that come in, I've noticed here in Sharonville, are wearing masks, even though they don't necessarily have to. We've got signs up saying it is our policy, but it's not the law. And so, we're going to keep with that. Going right into the product spotlight, we might even focus on part of that. So let's go ahead and get to the product spotlight. 4 from the store, 1 from my door, as I like to say. We've got some new stuff back in. This first product is actually new stuff back in, or not new stuff, old product that we've gotten restocked on because we got it in and it flew off the shelves. But it's the Fizz bath salts. And we also got their bath bombs in as well. The first round of bath salts we got, or not bath, yeah, bath salts, fizz salts, they call them. People don't want to call them bath salts anymore
Yeah.
because that has a
Got ruined.
negative connotation. If you don't know, it got totally ruined by fake cocaine because that's basically, in my opinion, what bath salts were trying to be, was a fake cocaine. Um, and so the whole bath salts thing really did get ruined in our industry as a name. But and I think we have a new. I don't know if we had all three before with the different revive, recover, and relax options. And again, we have the bath bombs in too, probably the same. Um, and so, yes, if you're looking for those to calm yourself or to revive yourself in a nice bath, there you have it with the I love their name. That's it. It's
Yes. Do not
which is a
ingest
brilliant
the
name.
fizz salts.
Do not ingest the fizz salts. This is not a fake name for bath salts, which was a fake name for fake
Right.
cocaine.
Do not ingest
These
the
are
bath salts.
right.
Don't ingest any of it.
So do not try. The next one is new. This is actually a new brand, um, new company to us. It's a little late in the season here, I suppose, but it is still hot and sunny. And so these are, you've got the spray, sunscreen, and then you have a cream, a lotion sunscreen as well. And there's 30 SPF, a 50 SPF, and then one that for some reason is specifically formulated for your face. And so, and these do have CBD in them, which again, in small doses, it's not a huge amount, which is good. And, you know, it will help with the skin, and could even help, obviously, with any type of inflammation. I mean, the face one will, you know, possibly, as we know what things about CBD, possibly take some of the wrinkles out, because most of the creams that are sold to the market they have anti-inflammatory stuff in them. That's what makes what they call anti-aging and things like that. It's not anti-aging. I hate that term. Okay, you cannot anti-age. Somebody figures out how to do that, you really let me know. But what most of those products intend to do is remove inflammation. When you remove that inflammation, that's what gets rid of the wrinkles, or makes the wrinkles look smaller. And so that's the optimal goal with any one of the facial creams that you see advertised on television, you know, that have this or that in it. That's what they're using, is things that are good for inflammation. And we know our customers have proven that to us and to the world, that CBD works for inflammation. And so it's just a little added bonus from staying out of the sun, or the UV, I should say. You can be in the sun, but not get the UV, which is something that I truly believe in, because the sun over long terms is not good for our skin. It's not. So I do love a good old sunblock. I still have some of my old hemp sunblock that I can't get the wholesale contact to sell anymore, but I still have plenty of it to use. And we are hopefully going to be picking up a new line of Josie's excited about the sunblock, like she needs it. So you've got hair, you don't need sunblock. Of hemp oil based sunblock, which I have used and really like as well. So look forward to that on the product spotlight to come. The next one is an old product. Again, been selling pretzels, Hempsels, I should say, the Hempsels brand for as long as they've been around, for is almost as long as we've been around, I would guess. He's been around for a long time, but we just got a fresh batch. So if you've had the Hempsels and you like the Hempsels, it's a good time to get in. Fresh batch of the original jalapeno and garlic. They'll be on the shelves everywhere on Friday. They just arrived here, so this is in Sharonville. I don't know if they've made their way anywhere else, but they will definitely be in the stores by Friday. So get yourself some fresh Hempsels. This is a hard pretzel, um, but they are good. I do like them, as well as everyone else, because we sell out a lot of those too. um,
Hmm.
the next one, I've been talking about it. This is my drum roll, by the way. I don't know if that sounds like a drum roll or not, but we finally gotten in some hemp masks. So I want to thank the people at Swine Army um, for making these. We just got an order in, and next week I will have the other products that we carry with them, probably on the product spotlight. But they're kind of, very simple. I do like the way that they're actually sewn, that they come under your chin a little bit. It like catches your chin um, just a little bit for that kind of full coverage and kind of just fitting on your face snug as well. And there are different, I think we have black, and some of them are almost just a little bit tie-dyed. Like you can see where they had dyed the material for the other products that they make that we carry as well. Um, and then we're using that for the hemp masks as well. And so some of them have a little bit of color on them. Again, these just came in, so they should be on the shelves in Sharonville, and hopefully they are. And if not, they will be everywhere by Friday. And this is probably something else that I'll go ahead um, and possibly get on the website as well um, once we get a little uh, consistency with ordering and that whatnot, or maybe a little backstock, so we can start shipping them out to people wherever you live, because everyone needs a hemp mask, maybe
Indeed.
even embroidered. Hopefully soon, possibly embroidered with our logo. That'll be the one that will definitely go on the website. So there you have it. 4 from the store, 1 from my door. Is the one from my door is something that I've been carrying with me as well since I got these in. I'll have to do a product spotlight on it, but I'm going to tell you that this is my personal jar of CBD hand sanitizer. So it's the products at Navaleaf, um, and so because everybody should have hand sanitizer, and again, 6 months ago, I would have called you a ridiculous human for carrying around hand sanitizer. I really would have. I mean, because I was, and that probably wasn't there's probably a middle ground from like not believing that you should use this stuff at all to having some on you regardless of COVID, uncertain circumstances. I mean, you know, this just kind of reminds you that when you go in somewhere and you touch a bunch of stuff, see, I don't do that. I don't go into a store and touch anything that I don't intend to buy or
Mhm.
that I don't want to know the information on. I don't do that. If you are someone who likes to go into places and touch everything, you should come out of that place and use a little hand sanitizer, because whether it's the flu or some other bacteria or virus, that just cuts it down. I personally, up until COVID, just believed in hand washing and running the risk of certain things like flu and whatnot. Um, I suppose more, but again, I don't go out in public and touch stuff. I don't, unless I really have to. I don't go out in public much anyway. But if you are someone that goes out in public and touches stuff, even if there is no COVID, you should consider using just a little, I suppose, hand sanitizer every once in a while. And again, this has the CBD in it. It's not a whole lot. And so, it may help with making your hands look young as well. And when you use it, and may fight, I don't know, we need the hemp oil in there to really fight the dehydration that happens with alcohol. And so obviously, I think most hand sanitizers now have something in there, aloe, or hopefully it's aloe, some natural ingredient that gives a little bit moisture back, because alcohol takes moisture out, and usually dehydrates. And so there you have it. 4 from the store, 1 from my door on the product spotlight. And now, should I do my drum roll again?
Yeah, we need a theme song and
That
we
was
need
terrible.
sound effects.
We need
Desperately
sound.
for
Seriously
the
need
show.
sound effects. Please don't make me provide the sound effects.
And if you're providing a theme song for the show, if you'd like to provide a theme song for this segment as well, that will also be acceptable. Because a lot of people, I think they just come just for this. They want to know what Beach is wearing, why, how they can get some, and how they can dress in a similar fashion. That's why we do the segment. It's fashion, it's
What are you
information,
wearing,
it's
Beach?
entertainment. There you go. Imagine a little
What are you
guitar
wearing, Beach? What are you
solo
wearing,
behind that or
Beach?
something.
It's okay.
Just imagine a theme song. Imagine a drum roll. Be very helpful. The production values
You know,
here.
I can only imagine how many more people would tune in if we had music and
That's right.
catchy little sound effects. I can only imagine. But that's a whole other piece of software.
That's right.
It's not in the budget right
We're missing that
now.
segment. It is weird that
Someday.
this broadcasting software has a ton of stuff, but it does not have a place for sound effects or anything of the kind, and
Yeah, about
that's always been
that.
odd. I don't know. But
That is
anyway,
kind of odd.
it is time
Anyway,
for the beachwear segment, where we ask the most important question of the day, and of course get the most important answer. What are you wearing, Beach?
that's right. If you have the theme song in your head, what are you wearing, Beach? Then now you're going to know.
Imagine
Apparently,
a
I was
sound
feeling
effect
very
when this swoops
gray.
in like this.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
This
And
is working.
I'd be using the song by Live that is The Color of Gray or something. I forget what it is. It was off the Great album there. Because I'm feeling pretty gray, I guess, today. But I've got a classic. I don't know if it's classic grassroots hat. Young Maven Temptations University tee. My I Love Bad boxer briefs. The Crop Circle shorts. Again, Crop Circle was a brand we carried for a long time. And then, of course, you can look in my pocket there and see my Green Springs Technology hemp pin that goes everywhere with me. Hemp Trader No Show socks, which I totally love, and a good old pair of Adidas Shell Toed in the gray, which you don't see a lot of. But there it is. If you like to wear gray, you're not black or white. You believe in gray, which it makes more sense sometimes. Sometimes things are black and white, but sometimes we have to believe in gray. We have to believe in gray. Things get mixed. We want them to be mixed. And so, anyway, there you have it, folks. If you did wake up this morning, you're waking up now, you wonder, whatever time of day it is that you're watching the show, what are you wearing, Beach? Now you know. It was gray. Some fun
If you guess
news.
gray, you're a winner.
If you guess gray, that's right. Try to guess what color I'm going to wear next week because I have a closet full of all colors. It should be a contest. Who wants to guess what color am I going to wear next week? Because I don't know. I don't know. And I will not be influenced. So you can guess all you want to. I will not be influenced by your guesses. Anyway, we got some news, interesting news. I kind of mentioned this last week with the Delta 8 stuff that we got in, that the DEA was now then trying to say Delta 8 was against the law, illegal. They immediately got checked because it's extracted from hemp and it's not Delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol, which is the only thing that the DEA can regulate when it comes to industrial hemp to begin with. And they don't really regulate that because if you come up with a higher content than 0.3%, and it's close, normally it's just destroyed. It's kind of my bad, I lose all my investment because I burned the product, but I'm not a criminal, which is, smart everywhere that it's set up like that. And so, because again, we just saw where this just happened, where a judge in one of the states even said their intent was to grow 0.3% or less. Because it came up a little bit more than that, their intent was not to grow marijuana. It was just the fact that the THC was too high for the industrial hemp laws or standards, policies, whatnot. But they didn't, they were acquitted of the criminal charges. And so, I mean, again, that state has a different policy. In Kentucky, I know that if you come up hot, it's not going to be any criminal charge. You're not going to have to go to court. You're not going to be charged with anything. You just have to destroy the field. And so, again, I believe that varies state to state right now as well, because there's still a lot of confusion. Still a lot of confusion. And so, we'll see. And again, here's what happened, and this is what the DEA is now started the controversy of, is because apparently there's going to maybe some type of policy of a wet weight. And so right now it is 0.3% or less by dry weight. That's how they test it to decide whether it's industrial hemp or what they call marijuana, 0.3% or more, 0.4%, I should say, or more. And now the DEA is coming up with this extraction policy that's going to measure it by wet weight. And so we'll see if they can get away with this, or what's really going to happen here. Once again, I can't say it enough. The DEA needs to stay the heck out of the industrial hemp farming. It's because they did. Again, I don't know why they're they're doing this now, because there's a rumor that Delta 8 gets you high. And I've been trying it, and I can tell you it does work for my gut issues, which I've had all my life, where my stress in my stomach. And I can't tell you that I've noticed that I'm getting high in any way. You may feel it more, or you may feel a little bit more of a side effect, but it's not going to compare to THC cartridges. And again, all of a sudden the DEA hears some rumor that it does, and they gotta jump on that. They gotta jump on that. And so anyway, they did jump on it, and then they got jumped on, and then they had to come out with this statement, which says, and this is the DEA statement: any material, compound, mixture, or preparation that falls within the definition of hemp is totally legal. Okay. And then it says marijuana extract is limited to extracts containing greater than 0.3% delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol. Pure and simple. That's it. Again, back to the THC. That's what they regulate, more or less. That's what they've been left to regulate in their drug war policies, is once again the 0.4% or more, greater than 0.3%, delta 9, okay, THC. So, we'll keep an eye on this wet weight thing going on, and see if it really is going to mess things up, if it's legal for them to do, and how it does really affect end product. It may make extracts harder to do for CBD, which just is ridiculous. I'm not even sure what to make of it. So we'll see. We'll continue to follow the DEA's shenanigans as they love to provide them to us every once in a while, even though they still just need to stay the hell out. California needs to stay the hell out of the CBD industry in California because they're about to mess it up bad. Apparently, there is a law sitting or a proposal um, sitting in the House of the Senate, whatever it is in California, that is trying to ban interstate commerce, which means only CBD grown in California can be sold in California. I'm pretty sure. Um, and it would ban the sale of anyone under 21. I get, which is to me is like, it's just ridiculous. I mean, there's not a whole lot of kids using CBD, but that doesn't mean that there aren't kids that need to use CBD for whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the government should sure as hell not be telling them they can't. If their parents believe that it can help them, or it is shown to help them, then it's quite ridiculous. And again, to tell an 18-year-old that they can't use CBD is like, just, I mean, I don't even know what to make of that. I mean, the government calls you an adult, and the state is going to say, no, you're not even old enough to decide whether you should use CBD. I mean, it just baffles the mind that this is California. If this would have happened, I don't know, Arkansas, even in Kentucky, Indiana, which, they kind of tried some stuff like that, I think, in all honesty. And even Indiana was smart enough to say, no, wait. This is a ridiculous idea. And so we'll see how that's going. The article that I read last week said that they could pass this bill as quickly as this week. Now, I didn't see anything in any of my hemp news feeds that I regulate. I just made that word up. But and so I don't think that they're going to pass it this week. And I would only hope that after this thing got to wherever it is, even if it's in discussion, was immediately checked by someone out in California with some type of sanity level. Because again, it's just really preposterous, especially in California, that they would do this. Again, it just blows me away. So, if you're in California, man, call your whoever, representative and senators and governors and mayors and whoever, and tell them how ridiculous it is to propose either one of these things. Again, I don't believe that the ban on interstate commerce, I don't even believe that's constitutionally legal. And I do know that, I shouldn't say that. Because I'm pretty sure Maine, the state of Maine, one of the New England states, passed this very type of law that said you could only sell industrial hemp products in the state of Maine that were grown in the state of Maine. I'm not positive that it's Maine, but I'm almost sure that it could have been them, and I don't know where that went. I'll have to check into that and see. But I know there was one of the New England states that was proposing this very thing, which again is just, it's ethically wrong for them to do this. Morally, I don't know about, but ethically wrong. It's just a terrible idea, and business-wise, it's a ridiculous idea. And so, anyway, we'll see what happens with that. And of course, coincidentally, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were offered $4.1 million to have a hemp farm at their Santa Barbara home. I don't know if they're going to take this company. This was actually brought to them by some guy that's supposed to be worth billions. This guy's worth billions of dollars. And I do believe that one of the reasons that, it's kind of believable and that they may actually sit down and consider it is because just recently the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, posted a recipe online for spiced broccoli and hemp seed stew. And so I know that they are they believe in clean living and um, good eating and all of that good stuff as a diet wise. And so I don't know if they're going to grow. And of course, I feel like this is for CBD. It's not a $4.1 million deal to grow hemp grain at their Santa Barbara home. Because, to get that much money out of it, it's got to be CBD. I mean, how much land do they have in Santa Barbara? I don't even think, Santa Barbara's like this big valley. How much possible land do they even have? And so good for them to even have enough land in Santa Barbara to grow hemp. And, we'll see if they take this guy up on his $4 million hemp farm offer, which, if California passes this law, is a very smart move.
Yeah.
Very smart move indeed. Because we're going to have to grow a lot of hemp in California to supply the CBD industry. Of course, not as much if you can't buy it under 21, but anyway, we'll see how all that works out. Keep an eye on Prince Harry and Markle's hemp farm shenanigans. See where that goes. And I don't know how to. I've seen this company before, but it's spelled QIA, and I don't know if it's Quai Superfoods, but their chai, buckwheat, and hemp cereal is proven to be diabetically friendly, and it's high protein. And so again, the article that I read was foods that were high in protein, but still friendly for anyone who has diabetes. And what this person did is they took their numbers, whatever, diabetics have the numbers where they regulate their blood sugar and all these things after and before eating the foods to see how much things increased. And there was very little increase after eating this particular cereal. And again, we know hemp is great for protein. So try it if you're a diabetic. Another reason to use hemp in your diet, because it's diabetic friendly, so to speak. It's good. There's not a whole lot of sugar, or any sugar. I'm not sure how much sugar. There's very little, very tiny amounts of sugar in hemp. I'm pretty sure of that. Oh, Mitch McConnell, he is my favorite hemp politician. Only hemp, though. just to say that. But just recently, he was on TV being interviewed or whatever, and he said he made a pitch for homemade, basically, hemp masks in this fight for COVID. So masks work. Thank you, Mitch, for letting us know that masks are a good idea and not siding with hashtag 45. No. And then, saying that we need to be making these hemp masks out of Kentucky grown fiber. That is also a great pitch. Because we need to be using more fiber for things. And if it's mass that gets started with making the material to make the mass out of, then that could go in all kinds of directions.
Yeah.
And so, yes, hopefully soon I will try to bring you some Kentucky grown hemp masks. That would be really awesome. These might be, I don't know if these are Westford. No, they're not. And I think the most ironic part of this is that hemp companies, specifically CBD, I think, are not eligible for PPE aid from the government. And so if you have to buy masks for all your employees, the government isn't going to give you the money to buy any hemp masks either. So I hope people are using this money responsibly when it comes to keeping their employees safe and actually doing that instead of just, because again, we're already seeing companies pull shenanigans with aid money. But companies, big companies, and I gave masks to all our employees. I gave everybody here at least one mask. Most of them have their own or use their own either way, but I did make sure that our employees had masks right out of the gate. Most have adapted to their own style as we knew it was going to go. Um, all right, last little bit of news. This is really fun because there is a zoo in Poland, I believe it is. Yes, Warsaw, Poland, that is going to monitor the cortisol levels of elephants before and after giving them CBD. Now, this all stems from this was a gang, no, tribe. I forget what a group of elephants is called, but there were 4 elephants. The older matriarch passed away, and if you don't know, elephants grieve. I mean, they are heavy grievers, and so the staff of the zoo, seeing this grieving, was trying to come up with an idea to help them. And somehow somebody brought up CBD. So, it's helping so many other people with these very issues. Why don't we try it on the elephants? So the first phase is done, where they have taken, again, I guess they're testing the cortisol to see if that is raised, and that they believe will then show that it is helping the elephants in some way or another. I don't know how all that science is going to work, but they've already run them through the tests of normal diet and cortisol levels and whatnot, and now they're going to start administering the CBD either directly in their mouth with a tincture or putting it in their food, and so it'll definitely be fun if they can prove that aids in the mental capacity of elephants on such a large scale. Once again, proving that this stuff is great for animals as much as it is for humans. A lot of people use CBD for their dogs, their cats, anxiety issues, pain issues. We have a lot of customers that come in for both. We personally use it for anxiety issues in our 100-pound Doberman. And it works. We watch it work when the thunderstorms are coming, and, she gets terrible, and then we give it to her, and she calms right. She doesn't calm right down, but she calms down enough where she can put her head on the floor and lay down, and not be trying to tear at the wall or dig a hole or bury herself under something, which is what without the CBD she does. And so hopefully the elephants will get a benefit, and just like humans, as time goes on, they grieve less, but they do grieve, and it is obvious how sad they are. I believe that elephants may cry, but I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's true. I feel like they should, because they really, when they grieve, they look like they want to cry. Yeah. And so either way, we'll see what that brings us when it comes to CBD and elephants. How about that? I like it. Again, not a whole lot of events going on these days. End of September 24th through 26th, you've got the Hemp Expo in Vienna, Austria. Again, a lot of stuff right now is virtual when it comes to events, if it is going on. Now in October, you got the 6th and 7th, you got the Rad Expo in Las Vegas, where the future of cannabis retail begins. And so if you're thinking about getting into the cannabis retail industry, then you may want to do that. I'll say it once and I'll say it again until this event doesn't happen. I wouldn't dare go to Vegas. Unless all of a sudden Vegas says we are COVID free. I'm not going and touching anything in Vegas. And I'm sure it's like super clean there now too, somehow. They probably installed the hand sanitizers that I saw on the TV show before all this happened, which was really weird. The alternate universe had a virus, and every intersection, you walked across the street and you put your hands into a hand sanitizer. If you walked in anywhere or leaving anywhere, that was the premise of one of the show, one of the premises of the show, and so I believe that that's probably going to come true. You know, at the entrances, I'm sure they have those hand sanitizer machines that
Oh
you
yeah.
know you just put your hand under there now and get you some hand sanitizer. They're going to be everywhere. They should be everywhere, I suppose, if businesses can afford to put those out for their customers. It's a great idea. We may even try to figure out how to do that ourselves. Um, Also in October, October 10th, you've got the Kentucky Hemp and CBD Trade Show in Frankfurt. And that is the only two events in the United States that are welcoming bodies right now. I do know that some stuff is starting to get planned, I think, for November, end of the year. So we'll see if that stuff happens or not. But events are still pretty limited as far as having humans within human range of humans. Which again, I totally support. I know that's not good for their businesses because that's what they did for these events, all these expos and all that happen. Uh, and I know that when they are going to happen, everyone's going to do. I think most everyone's going to do the best job that they can to keep everyone around them healthy and safe, masks and sanitizer, washing your hands and all that stuff. And again, that's what we got to do. Even if it's in the hemp world, it's in the hemp world too. So have your hemp hand sanitizer, have your hemp soap and your hemp mask, and brave this new world of ours as we go forward. And remember, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp. Having hemptations. See you next week.
Indeed, we will. Thanks, everybody.